nervous about the upcoming school year for their kids, and today we're going to talk about back-to-school tips with Chris Gonzalez from Huntington Learning Center. Good to see you again. Welcome back.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
So for those who maybe haven't seen our interviews in the past, what exactly is Huntington Learning Center? What do you do there, and what type of student do you work with?
Yeah, so Huntington's the oldest tutoring facility in the country. We've been locally owned in Jacksonville for 26 years now, and we work with kids starting as young as pre-K. They go all the way up through college and adult.
Oh, wow. Okay, so what are some back-to-school tips then for parents? Let's get right to it.
Yeah, so I go over some of the ones that are lesser known but high impact. So for me, some of the big ones are just to create structure early on.
Right.
For a lot of kids, schoolwork hasn't really started to pick up, so now's the perfect time to create structure for kids so that when it does get crazy, they have those situations already built in.
Right.
The second one is kind of a fun one, to set goals as a family. A lot of times we take this for granted as parents, but kids don't really know what we expect out of them. And so we want to make sure that we set those goals for kids early on, and that looks a little bit different for kids. If a first, second grader, that might be math facts, reading 20 minutes a night, or if you have a high school kid, it might be AB honor roll or no homework not turned in, stuff like that.
Right.
And then I think the other one is to just be positive, to be really positive and excited, get pumped up about what your kids are learning. And I think that really blends into kind of a growth mindset that I think all parents should really have.
And that's what I was going to ask about, the growth mindset. What exactly is that, and how do parents build that?
Yeah, so that's the big buzzword, I'll say, for a lot of parents and educators right now. And it's really based on this premise of, every child can learn, but the goal should be really focused on them learning as opposed to being perfect in school. And kids don't realize this, and parents don't really realize this often enough, but we go to school to learn things that we don't know. And when we don't know something, kids can often get frustrated, and we need to make sure we don't let that happen, right? So that's coaching them on what to do when you don't know something. That might be ask your teacher for help, it might be go to your parents, but instilling them the value of knowing it's okay to not be perfect, that's so important for kids early on.
Well, yeah, and you want them to ask questions if they don't know. You don't want them to just be like, okay, I'll pretend like I know what this is because I don't want to be embarrassed to ask or anything. So I love that. And what should parents do then if their kids are starting to struggle?
Yeah, so the first thing is to be proactive. I deal with families every single day that say, hey, we'll wait a semester, we'll wait another 9 weeks to see if it gets better. And sometimes it might, and other times it doesn't. So I think it's really prudent to be vocal with your kids' teachers and let them know early on, hey, we're concerned, we want to support our child, how can we best do that? So be proactive and help them get ready for that early on. And then finally, just coach them, help them to be structured, help them to understand, hey, we're here to help you, and that will help bridge that gap tremendously.
And you're also there to help. So if somebody wants more information, where can they go?
Yep, so they can go to huntingtonhelps.com, and we've got 4 locations spread throughout Jacksonville, so we'd love to help your families.
Wonderful. Back to school, I cannot believe it's here, but thank you for helping us out.
Absolutely. Thank you, Jordan.
All right, David.